Number 283. Here we are at the Four Corners Project Studio in Beit Shemesh, Israel. And hope you guys are doing well. I figured we would have a different type of a show today. No music today. Maybe next week we'll come back with music. But the war is everything. The war is everything here in Israel. And I figured we would talk a little war. We talk a little Daniel and Babylon. We talk a little Shlock Rock. What's coming up? The new song. There's a new song that we are going to that we are giving away. That I just recorded. So yeah, got a lot of things happening, and I thought I would say hello. Hope everybody is doing well, and it's a very tense time. Did you guys go to the rally yesterday in Washington D.C.? I watched it. I watched the rally. I saw Omer Adam and Yishai Rebo, sing, and I saw Matisyahu sing with the Maccabees, and I saw the Maccabees do their thing. It was very nice musically, and of course very emotional, very, very impressive. Coming here, watching from Beit Shemesh, especially 300,000 people. There are 300,000 soldiers in Israel. There's 300,000 people at that rally. You guys matched the soldiers. Very impressive here. Looking from Israel, everybody. I was talking to the cab drivers today as I was coming back from a doctor's appointment, and the cab driver mentioned 300,000 people in Washington, D.C. I said if they would have done it in New York, they would have had 1 million. Which is true. If we would have done it in New York, they would have had over 1 million people. And I think that would have been too much. I think the reason they did it in D.C. is because, well, obviously the White House and, President Biden is in D.C. and they wanted to make a statement, which they did. Fabulous stuff. So here we are on Lenny Solomon Live. I'm looking forward to your comments. This is the first time I'm able to see the chats. I'm sitting right up here with you guys. No music today. You can see my keyboard in the background. And it's Anaheim Ducks Day. Notice the duck and the Anaheim Duck jersey, which I find this is a very, very nice, colorful jersey. I like it. But I like all the jerseys. I'm a hockey jersey guy, if you guys haven't figured that out by now. And since this is show number 283, I would say that you have figured it out. Okay, so let's talk first about Hanukkah. Hanukkah is, first we got a question from Penny. Asks me, what's new in Beit Shemesh? So Beit Shemesh is a very interesting city because I was talking to a guy today, and he said that this cab driver, and he said that if he could move, he would move to Tel Aviv by the beach. I said, what about Netanya by the beach? What about Ashkelon by the beach? So Ashkelon by the beach, he loves Ashkelon by the beach. The problem is the area right now, that's the area that a lot of rockets are going to. So that's a little bit of a problem. Netanya, he didn't really express an opinion, but Tel Aviv is where he wanted to be, by the beach. I said, what about Beit Shemesh? He talked about Beit Shemesh. He said Beit Shemesh it's kind of like it's that everyday town. It's that town where the commuters live. Commuters meaning they commute to Tel Aviv, they commute to Yerushalayim. They go back and forth. Some of them, well, now with the working at home situation, they work at home. But so many kids have been called up to the front, and it makes it very, very. You're walking on eggshells. You want everybody to come back safely. It's a very, interesting and difficult situation where you don't want anybody to get hurt. You want the soldiers to come back safely. You want the hostages to come back safely. Very difficult job. We need a Hanukkah miracle. So let's bring us back to Hanukkah, right? Brings us back to Hanukkah. Hanukkah is not far away. It's actually 3 weeks from tomorrow night, 21 days from tomorrow night. And I am scheduled to come in to the U.S. for Hanukkah from December 10th, which would be third night of Hanukkah, or third season. Yeah, December 10th is the third day of Hanukkah. The third light is the ninth at night. The seventh at night is the first, 8th, 9th, Right. Getting in on the 10th. 10th at night is the fourth night of Hanukkah. So anybody that wants, first thing is, goes without saying, anybody that wants a Shlock Rock Hanukkah concert, I'm there all of Hanukkah through December 26th. That's the plan. Obviously, anything could change. We got to see how the war continues. You know, there's very little information coming out of Gaza. People ask me, what's going on, Lenny? What's going on? I don't really know. They're not really telling us much. They aren't telling us, we found the Hamas command and control center underneath the Shifa hospital. They're saying we found all this, you see the same pictures that we see. We don't have any inside information. We don't have any information, but any inside information. But Beit Shemesh, to get back to your question, it's kind of like a workman's town. We, we don't it's not overly exciting, but to me it's exciting. I love it. I've been here 27 years. I would tell you all, Beit Shemesh is the place to come to, but so is Efrat, so is Chashmonaim, so is Modi'im. Penny is writing to me and he says, making Aliyah today, can you play it? We are making Aliyah this summer, Bezrat Hashem. So Penny, next show, I'm going to play it for you. But this is a non-musical show. This is Lenny Solomon Live Show 283. It's a non-musical show. So we're not going to be playing any songs today. But I will play it on the show 284. Okay. So I'm going to write it down. Anybody that wants songs for next show, I'm taking notes. We will dedicate it to Penny Gilden and his family as they are making Aliyah this summer. And kol hakavod to you, Penny, and to everybody out there. We see what's going on in outside of Israel. It's a little bit scary, isn't it? I never thought I would see the day that there would be such open anti-Semitism worldwide. Sydney, London, New York, it's crazy. That's just crazy. New York is where I grew up, Queens. Oh, my sister's coming in from Bayswater. Hey, Judith. Good to see you. Now, so the thing about it is that you never believe that you're going to see open anti-Semitism. I never thought I would see open anti-Semitism. I was born in 1961, grew up, really great first 50 years until 2011. Although we had 9/11, 2001, that was a bad day. You had 2008, you had the Madoff thing. Yeah, Penny says it's scarier in America than in Israel. Go figure. It is scarier in America than it is in Israel. I don't feel scared here. I really don't. But that being said, it's not so easy to pick up and move. And of course, I was the one that wrote, born in the USA, making an Aliyah today. But I wrote that in 1984 with Chaim Katz, my friend from Baltimore. And we moved in 96, 95, 96, 96, actually, June. So that's the situation. But I would tell everybody, you really have to start planning. God doesn't just do things. There's warnings happening here. This is messages. Messages are being sent. Messages are being received or not. You got to receive those messages. And you got to act accordingly. Okay. That's our opening talking points memo, as Bill O'Reilly would say. Now, let's go on to item number 2. So as I told you, I'm going to be in for Hanukkah. What am I going to be doing? So I'm going to be spending time with my mom, who I haven't seen since the last trip. Last trip was in June, I believe, June, July. So that's number 1. Number 2, what else am I going to be doing? I'm going to be fundraising. Oh, look at this. Here we go. Mona writes, 27 years ago, just as you made Aliyah, you played at our son's bar mitzvah in Jerusalem. Shalti El Dagan. That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. 27 years ago. Yep. And I'm still only 34. So I was 7 years old back then. Not quite. Not quite, everybody. Not quite. So thank you, Mona. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, so I've played a lot of people's bar mitzvahs and weddings. Not a lot of weddings. Not a lot of weddings. Bar mitzvahs, though. People loved having Shlock Rock at bar mitzvahs. And, yesterday when I saw Matisyahu and the Maccabees, and I thought to myself, maybe if we were there, Shlock Rock would have been there. You never know. Depends. In the old days, we would have been there in our heyday. Okay, so here we are, back to Daniel in Babylon now. And this is very, very important. Daniel in Babylon must come out in the year 2024. It must. Why? You're going to tell me why. The answer is because it's very, very relevant to what's going on in the world today. That's number one. Not only is it a musical, it's a biblical musical. It's a historical piece, and it's really, really good. Now, how is it done? So it starts off with these words: fiscal sponsorship. What does that mean? What it means is you don't only have to invest in Daniel. You can invest. I'm not going to stop you from investing. You get in touch with me, I'll send you all the information. The minimum investment is $5,000. That's not the point. What I'm going to try to tell you is that the Four Corners Project is a not-for-profit organization where the purpose of this Four Corners is informal Jewish education through music and media. Got that? Informal Jewish education through music and media. Daniel in Babylon is a biblical musical that tells the story of Daniel, hence Jewish education, Jewish education. Therefore, using the fiscal sponsorship method, the Four Corners Project can take donations and be the fiscal sponsor of Daniel and give the money to the Daniel Project, which means that if 5,000 of you listeners decide you want to give $100, right? That's $500,000, isn't it? Maybe I got that wrong. $50,000. Whatever the amount is, I'm not going to do the math now. Can you believe that I'm usually unbelievable with math? My friend is going to laugh at me. But all you have to do is donate to the Four Corners Project and earmark the money for Daniel in Babylon as a fiscal sponsorship. I actually have a link that I am going to send. What am I going to do? Where am I going to put that link? That's a question. I will put it on the website, on the Four Corners website and on the Shlock Rock website, so that you can donate if you want to. And also on Facebook and on YouTube, I'll send you guys the link. Very, very important. I want everybody to do it. Now, the Four Corners Project, of course, is the reason we have Lenny Solomon Live and all the albums that have come out. Because let's face it, since 2008, people stopped buying music per se, and they shared files. And now the whole music industry is streaming. Well, I got to talk to you guys about Taylor Swift and the Taylor Swift movie that, believe it or not, I saw. The Taylor Swift Eras movie, I got to tell you about it. It's unbelievable. But before that, the Four Corners Project, the way all of my albums come out now is through sponsorship. You sponsor a song, you just make a donation, and Lenny Solomon Live comes because of this. So all I could tell you is that it is it's very, very important that you go to the website. There it is. It's right in front of you. www.fourcornersproject.com. And say to yourself, I'm going to give $1,000 for Daniel in Babylon, or for or I want to sponsor a song. And you just do it. And I will send you the link. So I will give you the link so that you can do it. I will put it in to the information in the YouTube channels and in the Facebook channels. All right. And maybe in Twitter and LinkedIn as well. All right. So Avram Chaim writes to me, but everyone should know it's not just about running away from anti-Semitism, but running to the manifest destiny of all Am Yisrael Eretz Yisrael. Of course, this is the end of days, you guys. A 5-year-old kid would see it. I wrote it in Trust in God, that when the time will come, a 5-year-old kid will see that the Mashiach is about to come. And we're here. We're here. We're in that place right now. You see it, right? You guys see it? Because I see it. And now the thing is, everybody asks me, when, Lenny, when? I don't know. Who's the Mashiach? I have no idea. How's he going to take over? Who's going to accept him? That's a harder question because we're not exactly an easy people. I don't know if you figured that out yet, but we're not. And I'm not saying lashon hara. It's just that we're not so easy, you know. But the point is, Mashiach is on the cusp. He's on the doorstep, and this war that we're in is a harbinger. It's a precursor to Mashiach showing up, and we're gonna have Mashiach, you guys. We're gonna, uh, and but that means those of you that are lucky enough to feel it in their gut and move to Israel, it's going to be a great thing because this is the safest place for the Jew to be, and we're seeing that. I could not believe when there was a rally in Brooklyn and they told the Jews to stay inside. Whoever heard on Shabbat, on Shabbos, for the Jews to stay inside their house while a rally of anti-Semitic people go around yelling "Free Palestine"? That's crazy. That's crazy. That never should happen. They shouldn't have accepted it. But we don't want fights and people getting hurt. But these are all signs. There's signs. The safest place to be is Eretz Yisrael, the land of Israel. We got to pray to Hashem that God keeps those soldiers safe and that we enables the Israeli soldiers to do their job so that we end this war very quickly. Because the news coming out of Israel is this war is going to take a year, which is crazy. A year brings us to next Simchat Torah, next Rosh Hashanah. That's kind of a real downer. But okay. So we've covered a whole bunch of things so far. First thing we've covered is the rally. We covered the war a little bit. We covered Daniel in Babylon. We covered my Hanukkah tour. We covered the fact that we're in the middle of the Mashiach. We're in the middle of the birth pangs of Mashiach. Now the question is, what's going to happen next? Sorry, guys, can't help you. But I did write a song. A lot of people are sending me songs and song ideas, and I thank you very much. So this one person, my neighbor, wrote a song, and he sent it to me, and then he asked me to record it, and I did, and I think it's great. It's called Lo Yishama. It comes from a verse in Isaiah, chapter 60, verse 18. Lo Yishama od Hamas bi'artzeich. We should not hear of Hamas in our land. Can't remember the rest of the words, but that's the way it starts. And we're giving that song away for free. So look for that. We're going to be sending out a newsletter very soon. I want to say hello to our associate who's just come in to the studio from Clifton, New Jersey. Judy, it's good to see you. Now, the thing is that it's very, very important. A whole bunch of things are very important. The world is crazy right now. But just know that every soul has a journey. Every soul has an experience that they have to go through. And you got to stay strong. You got to ask Hashem to protect you, keep you strong, keep your family protected. Lots of very important things. I spend a lot of time watching the internet, watching the news. Sometimes that's not so good. You have to limit that, especially the images that came out of Gaza, that came out of Otef Aza, the envelope of Aza where terrorists came in, and you saw these terrible, terrible pictures from October 7th. It was just not good. And I saw a little bit of it, and then I stopped watching. It's not going to do me any good to see it. I know these people are not evil. I never thought that really was the definition of Amalek. They always told us when we were in school, Amalek has assimilated into the world, and you don't know who's Amalek and who's not. That was Amalek. October 7th, the Amalekites raised their head, and they need to have their comeuppance. And everybody in Israel feels this way. Everybody. And We're just going to have to do, the soldiers are going to have to do what they have to do. And okay, so I think, unless I see any questions coming in, we have YouTube, we have Facebook. I don't have any LinkedIn people. Maybe it's not getting to LinkedIn for some reason. But I see if there are no more questions, I think what we will do is we will say that we have spoken for 20 minutes. It's a long time. I'm not exactly Mark Levin here. And next show, I don't know when it's going to be. Perhaps tomorrow, but probably not until next week as we get closer to Hanukkah. And we will try to keep you guys happy and moving. Say Tehillim, say Psalms, talk to Hashem. You guys, you have to talk to Hashem. He needs to hear from us. He needs to know what we're thinking. He knows what we're thinking, but we need to tell him what we're thinking. And everything will be good. All right. We got it. You got it. You got the plan. I want to see 100 people go to that website and donate to the Four Corners Project for Daniel. We can raise this money. This musical must be out sometime in 2024, probably towards the end. It's not going to happen before. Probably towards the end of 2024. All right? Keep on schlocking, everybody. It's Lenny Solomon Live saying so long from Lenny Solomon Show 283. We will see you next week with show number 284. Keep on schlocking.